Hey there, it's me, Ripper the Clown, the unpredictable cartoon character come alive. And unfortunately today the wrestling community has lost yet another one of its great characters with the passing of George the Animal Steele. And you know, if you follow wrestling news, you've probably heard that George Steele has been in bad shape health-wise for quite some time, and our condolences go out to George Steele's family and all of his fans. And this is my short little tribute video to George Steele, discussing two of my favorite George Steele moments. And the first one is actually a non-wrestling moment, but it's also kind of a wrestling moment because it was a movie that George Steele did wherein he portrayed a wrestler. And that movie is the classic Ed Wood, starring Johnny Depp, Bill Murray, Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi. Just an all-star cast and an amazing film from start to finish. And George Steele portrays Tor Johnson. And if you have not seen Ed Wood, then I'm ashamed of you because it's a brilliant and timeless movie classic. And my second favorite George the Animal Steele moment is the legendary Randy Savage feud. You know what? That was back in the day when they actually did a feud and did it right. And it lasted for a long time. I mean, I think the George Steele Randy Savage feud lasted over a year. I mean, it's just, can you imagine them having that ability to do that today? The creativity, you know, behind the scenes to do it, let alone two guys who could pull off doing a feud for over a year. And, you know, back then they had to have the creativity to keep it fresh and to keep it going that long without getting boring or old hat. And they did it masterfully. And think about this for a second, people. The George Steele Randy Savage feud lasted over 2 Wrestlemanias, culminating with the Intercontinental title match between Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, where George Steele was at ringside in Ricky Steamboat's corner. It's unbelievable. Can you even fathom for a second the WWE trying anything like this and successfully pulling it off contemporaneously? I mean, they can't even keep a feud going a month without it getting piss-poor ridiculous and boring as hell. And back then they were able to carry it for over a year. And that's amazing. So, and you know, just sitting here talking about the George Steele Randy Savage feud, it's kind of a sombering and sad revelation that now all three of the principals, George Steele, Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth, are no longer with us. So I'm going to end this video on that note, but before I do, I want to thank my good buddy Ms. Art Gray for kind of inspiring this tribute video during our text message conversation this morning discussing the passing of George Steele. Mark made the comment that he always loved how George Steele went after Elizabeth in a King Kong style of fashion. And I guess I never really thought about that before, but it's true. You know, George Steele was kind of playing the old school horror monster type of character in that role, albeit as a good guy. So thank you, Mark, for those comments and for inspiring this video. And I would really love it if you guys would check out my other pop culture and pro wrestling comedy videos here on YouTube. And it would make me even happier if you would subscribe. Do it right now. Do it today. I'm Ripper the Clown.